This is the BBS News, and now your election update. With the elections coming to a close, tensions are running high. First, we see current Prime Minister David Cameron receiving general criticism.
Let's have I'm going to some balance here. The lady over here.
Listen up, I'm real London from London, right? Not like you eating tossers in Westminster. And I'm telling you what we're all thinking. That you are an arrogant, self-interested, ass-licking twit with less bones in your spine than in your ass cheeks. And you have a face like a squashed tomato.
Well, that's a good.
Elsewhere, scientists have successfully cloned David Cameron's DNA and have released the prototype into the wild.
What's the biggest challenge
right,
in
should we get the cameras for the next bit now?
In the job?
Hello?
The creators were understandably protective, as this was Head Willihan's adaptation to reality process, and the prototype leader for manual labour seemed shocked and confused. The speed in which he has been pushed through production has raised concern over his questionable abilities.
Repeat the mistakes. Understand what the point is here. The point is people think you're just not tough enough. Well, let me tell you, right? Let me tell you. Okay. Let me tell you.
He then went on to spurt some popular jokes, such as how did the disabled chicken manage to cross David Cameron, and how many David Camerons does it take to screw in a CCTV camera? A school in Manchester has been under fire from parties such as Youth Leap and the BAP for having what they call a non-British majority class of Muslims and Jews, despite the school having educated both forms of students for a number of years. Members from both parties confused students when they told them to, quote, go home, since school hadn't finished yet and a majority of students originated in Manchester.
Just scared to think what they think of us.
What do you think of this person?
So we thought that he was probably religious because of his beard.
Managed to rid stereotypes of hipsters, but there was a slight undertone of sarcasm when the students filmed the presentation aimed at Nigel Farage.
Muslims believe that there is only one God and he is eternal, which is very similar to you guys.
Some students were confused about double negatives.
I know that not all Muslim people are bad, so...
They're not all bad?
No.
Yet overall, the students understood their similarities.
The religion's lifetime to see that we've both got so much in common.
All the stereotypes are just really stupid. We actually have practically the same religion apart from a few things.
And so, thus far, these children have yet to directly get caught up in the human chaos surrounding them. Yet some critics are suggesting whoever wins the election won't make any difference. Why? Gangs of CEOs from the FUTTY 100 running rampant, looting, causing chaos and destroying local communities. And the police say they can't touch them. Aerial footage shows the size and sophistication of these CEO gangs. When asked to comment, the Police and Crime Commissioner simply replied, "One can't fold the hand that feeds you." He refused to clarify what that even meant. Analysts are saying that the comment has something to do with game theory or gambling. Who are those most at risk to these vulture gangs? The economically and physically fragile. And, perhaps most of all, the elderly. One of our correspondents managed to find two victims willing to speak out.
Walking down the road at night time and you're getting stopped. How much love and all that. We can't come out after dark, can we?
They seem to have no regard for law and order and are described as irrational and highly dangerous. There are reports of theft and even attempted murder.
I was talking to some young kids, and they said that they cannot walk alone home from school because all at once there'll be a gang of people and they throw them in the canals.
Yeah, they throw them in canals, pinch the mobile phones off them. They can't come out with your phone. So if they get into trouble, they've no phone on them because they take them off them. They take the bikes. They take everything.
And what do the police do about this?
Nothing, because you can't identify them. Because They're all in like a group of 10, 15, and if they see something they want and you're walking with it, you've had it.
Well, that's really a shame.
So we returned back to London in search of a CEO willing to be interviewed. Just as we were giving up all hope, the CEO of one of the FTSE 100's largest companies agreed to speak with us. Yet before we could even start the interview properly, he attempted to confuse us with surrealist mind trickery. So, thanks for agreeing to speak with us.
And firstly, sorry I can't be with you today.
Excuse me, sir? And he was gone. So, whatever the result of today's elections, one thing certainly is clear. Nothing will change. There can only be one winner.